My name is Chris Lehr, and I am an architect at Patriot Consulting. Key parts of my role are to help customers to implement Microsoft security solutions. I generally target on emails and inbound threat. I'm coming up on my third anniversary in November, I believe. Actually a good story. Joe Stocker and I have known each other for probably 10 years now. We worked together at Catapult Systems, and we didn't work side by side there. He was in IT and I was a consultant, but I'd see him about quarterly or so. And we emailed and worked together and collaborated. Fast forward many more years after that, and Joe had formed Patriot and had asked me to come on board. He had an explicit need for someone with my skill set and asked me to come on board. I think initially I didn't, and maybe about 6 months later, things had changed at my job, and I was ready to take the leap and joined, and really haven't looked back since. We all have that level of ability to flex and change what we're doing day to day. So I feel like that's probably the most surprising thing is that, in a small company, you expect to be able to have a voice for sure, but you're not really expected to be able to just create and do on your own, come up with new templates, new guidelines, new scripts to help customers out, and be able to just deliver everything the way you'd like to deliver it. It's very empowering working here. The Patriot culture is really very open, very family oriented. I feel like everyone on the team has a family, and we're all able to really put family first. And one of the things that Joe implemented it's almost probably a year now that we've had Fridays off. And that has been an absolute game changer for the way I live my life. In a way that I never really have had a job impact me before. But being able to do all the chores I would do on a weekend on a Friday instead, and actually enjoy my weekend, and spend time doing things with my family instead of having to mow the lawn on a Saturday is awesome. It's an absolute game changer. At one point, I had COVID. And literally had I know I work from home, and calling in sick hasn't really been a thing because you could work if you have a cold, but I literally couldn't stay awake. So just one phone call or I am away from just like, let's clear Chris's calendar, was incredibly empowering, and really felt like I had the force of many people behind me instead of just kind of being on your own or in a silo, which also tends to happen in consulting quite a bit. Witnessing customer success, hands down. There is nothing more valuable to me than working really hard, many hours, many months over many meetings with a customer, multiple customers, to develop a plan, to have a cutover happen, and to have the day one support of, yeah, it's been quiet. We don't know what we're missing, but it's been quiet. And to know that, you just work through every possible thing, develop contingency plans that you didn't need, but to have that reward of just a happy customer after a really, really long or strong effort is very rewarding. Learn as much as you can. There's so much out there, and there's a dearth of information and research on it. But I would say, try to find a focus area early on, and learn everything you can within that focus area. The days of IT and having the knowledge of all things everywhere across all platforms and solutions are pretty far gone. Something that, in my years of consulting, I've definitely treasured is the consultant who can say, I don't know. And it's totally okay to say, I don't know, if it's not something that you're saying you're an expert on. So yeah, I'd say, have an area that you do know, or that you're willing to research and get the answer for the customers when you need to, but be okay with saying that you don't know or that's not really your subject matter expertise. That's probably one of the highest rewarding consulting skills out there. I've had more customers come to respect my lack of knowledge rather than professing to be an expert in all.